Hi everyone, welcome back to Fallout 3. In the last episode, we actually finished up the Arlington Library. And we did everything there. We met the Brotherhood Scribe there, yearling, I think. Now we're here. We're back at Megaton, or at least, you know, I'm just kind of next to it, but... Yeah. Oh, gosh, I'm coming. But yeah, so... Let's get started, shall we? And what I have actually doing right now, since I'm not allowed to listen to music, because of copyright reasons, I'm actually playing it through YouTube, as anybody else would normally would. So y'all can't hear it, but I can, right now. Let's see what we can do, or what we have done. Oh, Rivet City, that's right. So cool. Oh, look at this. Pulowski, Preservation Services. It's occupied. Well, gun the bullets. He starved to death then. Alright. Not a problem. I have Red X. Very useful. You can auto swim. Nah. Easy. Jefferson Memorial. Oh, I believe there's super mutants over here. There's one. Oh, there's one. Ooh. 2 shots per minute? That's crazy. Oh! Oh shit. They're throwing. Those grenades. That's gonna be right below my feet, is it? Alright, we got him. We're blind him. He's on grenades though. My AP's at right now. Cool. Throw a grenade. Small guns, man. You just gotta do it. I love this song. I'm gonna totally forget y'all can't hear the music. Oh wow, that's crazy. It literally, the first shot missed, second hit him a little bit, but then the third just completely took away his health. That's amazing. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to keep using VATS or not. I don't know if it's fun to watch. It's probably sick by now. But I didn't know y'all's opinions. I do value them, yes. Ah! Oh, minigun. Where is he? No, there is. Oh, no, helmet. Nah, it's big. shot. Oh.
Help me!
What the hell? Soik! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Long combat?
Help me!
Oh. I'll help you in a minute. I'm looting real quick. More missiles. Mutilated torso. I'm alright. Dragonades. Is the game telling me to use this minigun? I don't wanna. That's big guns though, I will miss. Weighs 15 pounds. As you can tell, I've decided to use the minigun. I'm dropping enough so I can carry it. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got the ammunition for it, so I was like, I might as well use it, you know? I mean, I've never used this gun before. Whoa! My big gun's not working. But the miniguns, I mean, can you really miss? Yeah, just again. This thing's awesome. I should put points in the big guns. I don't use big guns in games, or at least Fallout anyway. Very cool. I think I'll keep it. Whoa. Put up my back? No wonder it weighs a ton. What's up, dude? Untie him.
I'm alive! I can't believe it, I'm alive! Here, I managed to hide this stuff before they tied me up. You take it. It's the best I can do to thank you.
No, you need more than I will.
You'd know best, wouldn't you?
I got a minigun.
I have to go.
Literally fine.
Again, thank you.
I don't know if you saw me mow down those two with a minigun, but I'm alright, trust me. Can I go over here? Oh, okay. Can you get stuck in there then? I think so. What is this? What is this? Death Stranding? Sorry, that's what I thought of when I first saw that backpack. Alright. Rivet City. This is exciting. I think we're gonna meet Dr. Lee. I'm correct. Wow. I'm gonna get a shot of this real quick. Wow, that's a big ship, man. Metro tunnels real quick. There we go. Oh, it's only the small guns. I'll do Daddy's boy.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm just here to protect the merchandise.
Oh, it's Crow.
Hey.
What's up, Crow? What do you mean I live here? Weird.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, I gotta remember to go to I gotta remember to go to Cogsworth to purify the water. That's what Cam's girl, it's in the comments of last video, and I gotta do that. I
can't take it anymore. Please.
Welcome to Rivet City. Please wait while the bridge extends.
Help me.
I'm just allowed to cross the bridge. Oh, wrong button.
Hold it right there. State your business in Rivet City.
Darkness. I'm here to do research on the city's history.
Research, huh? I can't help you there, but you're free to ask around inside. Just don't start any trouble.
Why'd y'all decide to live on this rusty old tub?
We're the safest, most secure city in the wasteland. Nothing can get in here without our say-so.
Do you know about Rivet City's history?
I don't exactly have time to worry about the history around here, now do I? I've got to worry about what's happening on it now.
Rude? I'm kinda lost, can you help me?
I suppose.
Where can I get medical help?
Dr. Preston is in the upper deck, 4 section.
Preston Garvey?
That's the top interior floor in the southwest end. And
who's in charge around here?
It doesn't work like that. I'm in charge of security. Dr. Lee runs most of everything else.
Dr. Lee?
Bannon kinda represents the merchants. He also owns Potomac Attire.
Like the river, Potomac River. Well, what can you tell me about the Dr. Lee?
She's one of the members of the council. Runs the science lab here. Don't bother her unless it's important. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship.
Is somewhere, someplace I can sleep?
The common room is free, but the beds are lousy. It's on the midship deck. A big open room with lots of beds. You can't miss it. If you want to sleep well rested, rent a room from Vera Weatherly. She's on the upper deck. The door on the left...
Where's Dr. Lee's lab?
The door on the left goes to the stairwell.
Stairwell.
From there, just keep heading west.
Well,
carry on then.
Reminds me of the Fallout 2 ship. The one you take to the Enclave base. Wild. Capital. Flame refuel. I go all the way over here? Can I really go over here? Oh my gosh, Jesus.
Please excuse
Garza.
me. There is much work to be done.
What are you doing around here?
I help Dr. Lee when she needs equipment moved. I am no scientist. I just help with the heavy things. Please excuse me.
Okay.
There is much work to be done.
Oh.
Need to go.
Yeah, good thing they have signs.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
This is the museum. Alright. Dr. Lee.
For the most advanced scientific center in the capital wasteland, I
Alright.
find your...
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
Wait, how do you know who I am? Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
I'd like to know more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
Can you tell me about my parents?
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes. Your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
I always assumed the beginning of the game took place in the vault. I don't think that's the case. I think it took place here. What was my father locked back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
Well, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my father. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
I left the vault to look for him.
Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
I'm sorry, could you please tell me where he's gone?
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Where's this old lab of yours?
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Tell me about this project you worked on with my father.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Why is my father so determined to work on this project again?
Project Purity was everything to us. It was the first thing we thought about when we woke up, the last thing we talked about before sleep. Some of us changed over the years, but apparently James hasn't.
I know these things. You don't know what father and my parents went. I know where the lab is. What kind of place is this Rivet City?
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
What do you know about the city's history?
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
No, yeah, but... What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
Is there any way you can help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or your chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Come on, isn't there anything you can do to help?
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
They did have something to share. So
What do you want?
So you knew my mother?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry that you never had time with her. She was a good woman. We didn't always agree, but I respected her work as a scientist. Your father, he loved her very much. Good luck finding your father.
Look, Dr. Zip.
I've already told you everything.
Bye, Lee.
Good luck finding your father.
Remember, we've been over this. We don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes, yes, yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake. The technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
Commonwealth.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
Hurry up! You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
That depends what exactly we're talking about here.
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
Missing property? What kind of property?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All
Ouch.
you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Dude, that's from that. He's talking about the synths from the Institute from Fallout 4. That is amazing. This is in 2008. That's crazy, man. Sounds like slavery to me. Should they not wander off on purpose?
Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? Of course not. The same principle applies. But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the capital wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
Dang, I mean, they're all the way down here in the Boston Commonwealth. That is a little far up north. I'm sure it's been up north. I'll be compensated for my services, right?
Of course. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
Here, I'll look into finding your android for you.
Excellent! Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
I know more about what I'm dealing with. What is an android exactly?
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
Oh my goodness. So tell me about the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
But it's hard to believe the protagonist in Fallout 4 is frozen right now in cryogenic freezing, and Sean, the leader of the Institute, is running all of this right now. I mean, that's... But we're just here in the capital wasteland. Do you know the history of Rivet City?
Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
Oh. So any suggestions for finding this android?
Like I said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
All right.
Of course you do. Did you hear about the fight in the Muddy Rudder last night?
Zimmer, who is currently at Rivet City, is searching for an android. He believes the android may have had facial reconstruction surgery and a memory wipe.
Zimmer, by the time you get this message, I'll already be gone. I'm escaping the Commonwealth. I want to live my own life on my own terms, as my own man. I know what you're thinking, that I'm malfunctioning. I used to think that's what caused the runaways too. But I know better now. Self-determination is not a malfunction. I'm not just willing to put up with all the bullshit anymore. You humans are going to have a full-fledged rebellion on your hands if you don't start treating us synths as persons. I know you'll be marshaling the Retention Bureau to come after me, but I know all the tricks of the trade. You won't be finding me, I assure you. By the time you get this, I will be someone else. It's the price I pay for my liberation. My final act of rebellion against a system I no longer believe in. Goodbye, Zimmer, and good riddance.
Self-determination is not a malfunction. That's a good philosophical question, and like, they are really just computers. They are code. Like, they're not living, but they think they are.
Belle's gonna have to replace some tables and chairs.
I'm sure she'll just scrounge some from the
It's crazy. Foreshadowing. The replicated man. Wait, where's Dr. Preston?
Yeah.
Hurry up!
Belle's gonna have to replace some tables and chairs. Ooh, I'm sure she'll just scrounge some from the lower deck. You find a Vault Tech limited edition bobblehead. The inscription on the base reads, "It takes the smartest individuals to realize there's always more to learn. Your intelligence has been permanently increased by 1. Nice. Potato.
Yes?
Now I gotta find Dr. Preston.
There was some sort of battle in the city.
No idea what that is.
The gate got...
I really hope you're not thinking of breaking into there.
This
There he
is a
is.
medical clinic. Please don't disturb any of my patients. You're in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston.
What do you know about this android from the Commonwealth?
That old story? Well, now, I haven't heard talk of that in quite some time. It was all just a rumor, a hoax. Someone's idea of a practical joke. Story was there was an android, escaped from the Commonwealth up north, from someplace called the Institute. There was a holotape that got circulated. I think I've got a copy of it. Yeah, here it is. Give it a listen. That's a man's voice. Hoax for sure. Yeah, here it is. Give it a listen. That's a man's voice. Hoax for sure.
Use your controller now. Come on, lean back. Like that. Got any chems? I could really use a fix. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not that kind of person. Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here.
Tell me more about this holotape about the android.
Like I said, it's a hoax. Don't bother with it. Someone sent tapes like that to pretty much every doctor in the wasteland. None of us believed it.
Okay. I need medical supplies.
Sure thing. Here's what I have. Another satisfied customer.
But,
Take care of yourself.
If you're listening to this recording, it is because you're believed to be trustworthy. I hope that is the case because this recording puts us both in danger. I'm escaping from the Commonwealth. I'm an android, a synthetic man, a slave. The men hunting me are ruthless and will stop at nothing to retrieve their property. I need to find a doctor in the wasteland to perform facial reconstruction. I also need someone who knows a great deal about computers. I need to have my memories erased and my face altered to look like someone else.
Oh. Aha.
I forgot to eat breakfast again. Welcome to the Capital Preservation Society. Quite an impressive collection, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history.
Yes, it's an interesting collection indeed.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection.
It has to be the Declaration of Independence.
Why, yes. Your knowledge of American history is quite impressive. What an amazing crown jewel in my collection that would be. The original document created by the people for the people.
You want me to retrieve the Declaration? All I do is ask.
Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here.
I'd love to be a part of history and bring you the Declaration.
Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives.
Yes. They really care about these relics? No, I'm not that. I have a few questions about the Declaration of Independence.
Please ask them. After all, knowledge is power.
Suite 100, jeez. All this info on the Declaration. Suite 100. All this info on the Declaration. Where'd you get it? Oh, like secrets.
Well, this is quite embarrassing, actually. I sent someone like yourself after the Declaration. She did some of the research for me, but now I haven't seen her in a few months. I wouldn't worry about it. Many have died for causes far less grand than what you're about to undertake.
I know it's censored, but what's the history behind this document?
On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After a ceremony which ended with Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War.
What does the Declaration of Independence look like?
A piece of what was called parchment, sort of a thick paper, has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully.
Abraham Washington. What's a mixture of names, isn't it?
Certainly.
Do you know the history of Rivet City?
It's funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City itself. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history. But maybe Bannon might know something.
Bannon.
He's in the governing council, after all.
Got it. Can you show me how to get to the National Archives on my map?
In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants. Here, let me pinpoint its location for you.
I don't like the controller. It's fine. It's just, I feel slow. So you really care about these relics?
Why, of course I do. If these items were lost to time, how would we ever be able to explore our heritage or appreciate the sacrifices our founding fathers made?
I suppose I see your point.
Then we understand each other. Hundreds of years ago, people studied history as a career. Then, when the bombs fell, it was almost lost.
Damn.
Can you imagine a country like the USA without it? It would be the same empty feeling as not knowing your birth mother. We are children of this country.
Damn.
And to respect it is to know about it.
I wish I knew more about America.
Oh, it's so good to finally to yet again meet someone who actually cares about history.
Found it quite entertaining.
It makes me so happy to hear that. Feel free to look around all you like.
Alright, let's go see Bannon. Oh, since it was really fast. World War II fighter plane.
Nothing I'd contact security for.
Any trouble in this area?
It's so very nice to see you again.
Bannon!
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of the ordinary.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I am Bannon, proprietor and city council member. I carry discriminating attire for discriminating customers.
I see you're also a person of refinement.
Between you and me, keeping out the riffraff is good for business.
So you're on the city council.
Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes.
Whoever Seagrave is, you think he's a threat to your influence?
A threat? No, of course not. Well, maybe. He wants to replace me on the council. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just say I would be very appreciative.
Why are you guys living on this boat?
It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world.
Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Why, I practically set this whole place up. When I got here 12 years ago, it was just a handful of dead-enders squatting in a rusted-out rowboat. Now I'm on the council, and with my leadership, we're the strongest settlement in the wastes. Of course, a few of those dead-enders still stick around, but who'd want to leave?
Speed 100. Hasn't Rivet City been around for longer than 12 years?
Well, yes, but it was hardly any place of importance until I arrived on the scene. That's all ancient history now. No one would ever care about it. If you insist on wasting your time on that, you could try that bartending old crone down below, Belle Bonnie.
Been a pleasure, Mr. Bannon.
Come back soon.
All right. I'm gonna turn back to Moira. Oh, Moira!
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started?
I asked a couple people around Rivet City's history, but it may not be reliable.
Well, if it's all you could find out, I guess it'll have to do. So, what did they say?
According to them, it was all set up by one upper deck resident.
Really? That's pretty unbelievable. I mean, really, I'm not sure I can believe that. But I guess if that's what they said, what else is there to go on? Oh well. Still, for your help, have a few of these. They may help out the next time you need to talk to a few folks.
And now my research for your book is completed, isn't it?
Yes, that concludes our exceptional expert endeavor. I have to admit, I was worried it would go over some people's heads, but it should be fine. For all your hard work, I want you to have this mini nuke. I kept meaning to use it to dig a well, but honestly, it just makes me nervous. Now, I just need to do a few last tweaks, and it'll be ready to print and distribute. Thanks for all the help.
Let me guess, you need me to print and distribute, right?
So cynical. No. I can take care of all that with the few traders I know. What makes you think I'd force you to handle something so dangerous? Now you should just lie back and bask in the praise for helping with the book.
Went through a lot of pain for that. I hope it better be worth it.
And if it wasn't for that fearless fortitude and sacrifice for science, it wouldn't have been made. It'll be a tremendous boon to humanity, you know? I'll share these with the traders, and soon, everyone will know about the Wasteland Survival Guide. But first, here, the very first copy of our book goes to you. I couldn't have done it without you, my Wasteland Survival expert.
Sure wrote that fast. Survival skills have improved. Oh, Sweet 100. Do you know anything about the mind wipe on the escaped android?
Some say it was all a hoax,
She
but
knows.
it's real. Here, check out this holotape I found.
What the heck?
That Commonwealth robot was real. Here, check out this holotape I found. That Commonwealth robot was real.
Interesting. I hear you're the person to see about buying stuff from my house.
Good to see that old house finally found an owner. I have all sorts of items and themes for that place that may interest you.
Tell me about your themes.
Some people don't like living in a boring old house. Purchase a theme from me, and I use all of my design abilities to set your place up in the manner you request. You can choose from the Vault, Raider, Wasteland Explorer, Science, Love Machine, or pre-war themes.
Not the pre-war theme.
Oh, feeling a bit nostalgic, are we? Remember, once you buy a theme, you can't sell it back to me. Although you could always purchase a new one.
Sounds good to me.
Well then, let's make a deal.
Be a miss. Yeah. We're gonna have to wait on that. We're gonna have to wait on that. I'll have to go now.
Come back soon.
Go to my house real quick. Hello, Wadsworth. Oh.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am
Wadsworth.
Wadsworth, your personal robotic butler. I am here to look after your needs and to keep you happy and entertained. What can I do for you?
Haircut. Tell me a joke.
Yes, it's common knowledge that irradiated cats have 18 half-lives.
Right.
You have yourself a fine day, sir.
So, yes, yes.
Good morning, sir. What can I do for you?
I like something to drink.
Certainly, sir. Here you are. 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 I'm sorry, sir. My condensation collectors need time to fully recharge before I can continue to dispense any more beverages.
Beverages.
I'll be sure and
See you,
tidy
Wadsworth.
up while you're away, sir.
Alright.
Please, please help me. I need water. I'm dying.
Here you go. Here's to have some purified water.
Are you serious? I can't offer anything in exchange, you know. I can just have it. I can just have it? For free?
Yeah. I assist, my friend. The least I can do to help.
Water. Oh, precious water. Thank you. You're a saint.
Need some grub?
Gain
By
comp.
the brass lantern.
Alright, everyone. I will conclude this episode off here. In this episode, we went to Rivet City, we learned about its history, and we found out about a rogue synth from the Institute from the Boston Commonwealth. And anyway, guys, I'll leave this off here. I will see y'all next time.